Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super cute little petite purse, little mini handbag. This can be used, I think it would be great for wedding favours. You could put the little sugared almonds in here. You could also fold up money to put in here. It just opens here, there we go. So it's not huge, but it's just super cute. And when I was designing this, I tried various different measurements, but this was the one I settled on. But I am going to try and do a slightly bigger one that would hold a gift card. But you could fold money in here. You could also put, you know, earrings in there, little bracelet. Beautiful. Okay, so I use this gorgeous paper. This one here. This is the reverse. It's from the Simply Elegant suite from the new catalogue, from the new annual catalogue. Yeah, gorgeous. So these are the papers up here. Also has a fantastic punch to make all these gorgeous projects here, and a stamp set. So because I've been using this for my kits by post, I don't have a lot of this one left, so I'm going to use one of the other papers. But just to show you, they're foiled on one side. Love these leaves. Plain on the other side. Okay, I'm going to use this gold one, which I think again would be just great for weddings, you know, or birthdays and things. There's one here, let's see, so pretty. I don't know if you can catch that shine in the camera here. Beautiful. And yeah, this one's one of my faves with the leaves as well. But I thought actually this one, so pretty how it catches the light. Silvers and coppers in there and gold. But like I say, I'm going to use this one. You really don't need many supplies at all. That's it. That's all you need. And some of the twine that's in that suite too. So with this one, the strap at the back, I just use basic black cardstock. With this one, I've coordinated with the paper that I'm using. This piece here measures 6 inches by 4 inches, and if you're not using it for the handle as well, you can get 6 of these out of one sheet of designer series paper. So again, if you were doing some wedding favors, I'm just going to move that lead from the back of my shot. You know, you can get quite a few out of here, and you could do different ones here, but I think they would just make lovely little gift bags anyway. So I'm going to put the handle to one side, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard and just show you the scoring on here. Okay, so with the long side at the top, you're going to score at 2 inches, at 2 3/4, at 4 3/4, and at 5 1/2. Then you're going to turn it so the short side is at the top, and you're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch, at 2 1/2, and at 3. Okay, and then what I want to do, I'm just going to fold down these top 2 sections. So where you've got, you see that on that side, so you've got one section at the bottom, then the large one, then 2 smaller ones. We're going to fold down those first 2 sections there. Okay, so they're effectively going to be the front of the purse, the bit that folds over. But we just need to put a couple of dots, a little mark on these 2 side panels so that we can create the folds in there. Okay, so we're going to mark it at 2 3/8, so just a little dot there, and you could do this with a pencil, and at 5 1/8. Okay, you can barely see them, but we know they're there. Okay, so let's move the scoreboard. I can't find my small ruler, so I've got this massive one here. It's not going to be so easy to maneuver, but what you want to do here, and it's hard to see on camera, let's see if I can show you. So that's our little mark there, and we're going to score down to that corner, and from that mark down to that corner, and that's just going to create that, it's so hard to see because it's so shiny, but that little pinched in section there. Okay, so from this dot down to this corner, and again to the other corner in that same section. I'm trying to breathe in because my ruler's so long. From that dot to the corner of that section, so just in that one section here, we're not going into this one, and then again from this one down to the corner. Okay, so this leads just keeps coming into the camera, doesn't it? Okay, so can you see that just about, oh no, there, I think so, that shape there. Anyway, you know it's there. Okay, so we're going to do some cutting now. If you have this in a kit from me from this month, you'll already have a line cut down these two sections, and that's because I wanted to make this shape for you at the top in case you didn't have that punch. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to score on all of the straight score lines. We're not going to worry about these triangles that we've put in. We'll just fold everything else. And when it's designer series paper, especially the foiled one, I don't use the bone folder unless I absolutely have to have really, really tight creases, because sometimes it can split it a little bit. So just gently fold those over. Okay, so we'll start at the top here. Now, so it's kind of hard to see, but I've got the big 2-inch section on this side, and then I've got a smaller section. So this is going to be the lid folding over. Then I've got the big section, so I've got this, and then a small one here. So the one with the 2 smaller sections you've got facing towards you. I'm hoping this is making sense. Okay, so you're going to cut down on this first score line down 2 of the score lines, so you're going to be left with that. So that's how that's going to fold over to make the lid. And we want to get rid of all of this bit here, so these 2 sections all the way along we're going to cut out. Oh gosh, it's so hard to see. I'm going to do it on this side because I can see a bit better. It's quite shiny on the camera otherwise. You do whichever side you can see. Okay, so there we go. So this is going to be our front section, and then it's going to all fold around soon like that. And then at the bottom, so you've got the big side here, we've got the little skinny side at this end. You're going to cut this corner piece out completely like that, get rid of that. And then all along the bottom, we're going to cut triangles either side, as we always do with my projects, either side of the score line. So on this one, we're just cutting 1 because it's on the end. And then the score line's here, and I'm going to cut a little triangle either side. So you can cut straight up the score line and do this bit afterwards if you want, but I'm just cutting out the middleman really. So I've just taken out that slither, and we get my flower pot left. Okay. So do that on each of the score lines along the bottom. So my score line's there, and I'm going to cut either side of it a little triangle. And then on the end here again, just cut that one there. And then if you just turn it around to this little edge piece here, we're just going to cut a little triangle off of each end as well. So start in a little bit, go into that corner, come in and into that corner. That just helps with the closure. So that's what you're left with. Like I say, if you have this in a kit, I've already done this bit for you, but this is the detailed, what's it called? No, it's not. It's called the Delightful Tag Topper Punch. Delightful Tag Topper Punch? Yeah, I think so. So this piece here is set to 2 inches. So this bit slides in. When you get to here, you have to just kind of manipulate it in a little bit and just be careful sliding that in. Turn it over and check, because it can come too far over. Check that you've got it lined up centrally and hitting that back wall. That looks good to me, and give it a squeeze. Okay, and then gently pull it out, and you've got that gorgeous little detail there on the end. I love that punch. I use it so often. So you can use it obviously for tags or for 3D projects. Okay, so one last bit of folding here where we've got the triangles. Can't even see them on that side, but it's going up there and down there on these 2 side pieces. And what you want to do, just pop your finger where one of the score lines is, and you're just going to trying to see where mine is. Fold that over, okay, and then come back and do the same on this side. So you're just folding that gosh, so hard to see there. I think on the other paper it was easier. I may not have picked the best one. There we go. I'm going to fold that there. So it just gives you that little piece that folds in there. So again, if you can't really see them, it's not the end of the world if you don't do this bit, but it just helps when it's all coming together. So that's all I've done, is just sort of reinforce those little triangles there going in. Okay, flip it over and we're going to add some tear and tape or glue onto this section here. If you're using tear and tape, you can also add it to this one here. If you're doing it with glue, don't do that until you've kind of built your box up, your bag. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of tear and tape here. And as always with my projects, well, quite often with my projects, I fold 2 over, and then this one's going to come over to meet it. Just with this bag, just really check that actually they are meeting the corners there. Line up this end and this end. It should work perfectly, but just sometimes when you're scoring, it wiggles a little bit. So take the backing off there, or pop your glue on just this end one. Like I say, I fold 2 over, and then this one's just going to line up there. Okay. And then you can see those ends just pinching in. And then on the bottom here, fold the 2 smaller tabs in. One of the other ones, I tend to leave the one that's going towards the back glass, and you're going to put some tape or glue on here. Now, depending on how heavy something is that you're going to put in there, I would imagine not too heavy, because I'm not really sure what you'd get in there, but you might need a couple of pieces of tape if that's what you're using. And just a tip, when you're gluing, if you're using the liquid glue, just hold it in place for a little bit longer, because with the foil it takes a little bit longer to stick. Okay, so line that up on the bottom, give it a little press. If you need to with the glue, pop your finger inside as well and just hold it there for a bit. So how super cute is that? It's so easy as well. Okay, so I fiddled around with this closure here. I wanted to use one of the new brads that we have. The squares were too big to go through the hole, and these ones, they do hold it, but it's very fiddly to work it. So I decided to use the gorgeous Simply Elegant trim. You get a pack of 2, you get a gold and a silver. I popped the silver on the one in the kit, but this time obviously with the gold I'm going to use the gold. And what I did, let's just open this out. I used about 5 inches, because it's a bit fiddly to tie, because you're just tying it in the air really, and I didn't want to make it too hard. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to tie a knot in the middle, just freehand, so we're not tying it onto here or anything. So as middly as you can get it. That looks about right. And then another one, okay, because we need something big enough to pop a glue dot on the bottom and you know, make it secure. I might even do another here. Okay, and then what we want to do is tie a bow. You could leave it as a knot. If you find tying bows hard, you could just leave it at that stage. I haven't left myself too much on one side here, so it's going to be tricky. To try and get yours a bit more even. As you're tying the bow, the ends will start to disappear a little bit, but you can just pull them out a bit as they catch. Just keep kind of pulling them back to the center, and then you should, oh gosh, let's try that again. If you have your own trim, maybe use a bit more, because yeah, it's a little bit fiddly. Here we go, that's better. So you can see my ends are almost disappearing here. I've just caught them in time. I'm just going to pull them in and then pull it again, but it will just hold the knot. It will just keep kind of bouncing back a bit, because it is kind of like a braided trim, so it's not going to love being tied with that many knots, whoops, underneath it. But once it's stuck down, we should be fine with that. I've pulled mine too many times, it's not loving it. Okay. Oh, time goes on camera, never going to be easy. Okay, let's go with that. So I'm going to get a glue dot and just stick it on the back of the knot. You can roll it up if you need to, but so we need to see where this is going. So actually what might be better is to put a little pencil mark or something where you want it to be, so that you know roughly where you're going. You can put it through first, but I found it was harder to it's easier to have these ends poking out underneath. So what you then do is hold the two loops up and feed them through the hole on the handbag, on the flap, and then you just pull those through. And if you've done it slightly better than I have, you'll see both ends underneath here, and you can trim them off anyway. If not, you could trim both of them and just have these bits coming out there. Let me show you on this one because this looks much nicer. Pop these two loops through. It is a little bit fiddly, but I just wanted a way to make sure that you could, you know, then retie it and fill it with something. There we go. Okay. And then to attach the handle, if you have a bone folder, or you could do this around a pencil, I'm just going to curl it slightly. So this is the side that I want showing. Okay. And then what we're going to do is attach this to the back. Now it will on the back obviously show a bit of the other side of the designer series paper, but I think from the front then it looks really cute with the same paper. So glue dots again are probably your friend on this. So on the right side of the paper, the correct side, you're going to put a glue dot on either end. Again, if you're using glue, just really hold it in place, because the more you wiggle this around, the more it's going to want to move. So like this one here. Have a little practice before you stick them down to see where you want to go, but this, you need to go about, what's that, about ½ an inch I suppose down, and then you sort of twist it round so that this one's also stuck with the back of the paper showing. Okay, and then you can open it up and press it in. But how cute is that? Such a pretty little bag. So there we have it, my petite purse, little mini handbags from the Simply Elegant suite. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Take care. Bye.